ideas. The history of the United Nations is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny.
The Food and Drug Administration of the United States made it in a number of statements just this year, is on record now as saying that we do not have the right to choose what we will eat. We do not have the right to choose what our children will eat. There is no historical tradition of choosing what we will eat. It also happened that just a few weeks ago in Wisconsin, a judge said that we no longer, as American citizens, have the right to milk our own cow and drink its milk. And this is true. They've also, by the year 2020, they have an agenda to completely outlaw this terribly dangerous substance called raw milk. And our family is just one of many that have experienced the tyranny. We are not the only ones, but why raw milk? Pasteurized milk is the biggest allergen in our country. There's tons of evidence that raw milk is incredibly healing for asthma, Crohn's disease, ulcers. There's people that desperately need it. And to try and take away the rights completely is terrible, and yet our government is spending huge resources. It was sting operations against Amish farmers at gunpoint. Right now, in Ontario, Canada, they're under the same tyranny. There's a dairy farmer named Michael Schmidt. We've met him. I have a great deal of respect for this man. He's an immigrant from Germany who has been practicing an organic method of dairying for 33 years, providing people with raw milk through a cow share system, which shouldn't even be considered buying. These people are going to the farmer and they're saying, me and my friend want to buy a cow from you. And we want to pay you to milk the cow and provide us with milk. But now the government says we also don't have the right to private contracts. And if you do, we're going to show up and we're going to seize your product and we're going to put restraining orders against you. And so Michael Schmidt is now on day 23 of a hunger strike, nothing but water. And I can understand why he would go to such an extreme measure. You are so attached to your farm and to your cows. He's got 17 charges against him now, criminal charges, because he won't stop providing his people with raw milk. Now, I'm sorry, but he would be a criminal if he stopped providing those people with raw milk. This is their food, their sustenance. How can it get more basic than to say we don't have the right to choose what we're going to eat? I'm sorry, but I don't think the federal government knows. I don't want to eat genetically engineered food. I don't think you know what's good for me. Get out of the food business.
Yeah.
In our case, our family bought a dairy farm with no money, just great big giant dreams, and we didn't care if it killed us. We had a dream and we were going to go after it. And we weren't going to live the rest of our life saying, I think we could have done it. So we bought 164 acres of the most beautiful farm you've ever seen. It's on the banks of the Wainuchi River. We have up to 18 feet of topsoil on our farm. And it was first established by the first generation of a family that came west in a covered wagon. And they cleared the land. 3 generations ran the farm. When they finally gave it up 20 years ago, right, Anthony? They were milking 50 cows. So it was real small. By today's standards, you couldn't run a dairy with 50 cows. But it had a 3-cow parlor that was fairly modern, and the farm was just so perfect that we bought it. And our dream was that we were going to make world-class cheese. Our new neighbors thought that it was the funniest thing they ever heard. When we showed up with our kids, were 3, 4, and 8, and we had about 20 goats and 6 cows. And we worked our tails off against all odds, and we made a cheese business. We ended up doing about 20 different kinds of raw milk cheeses with both goat milk and milk from our French Normandy cows that were on grass year-round. We practiced some older-fashioned methods. We didn't use a bulk tank. We made cheese every day, and after Now at this point I've been making cheese for 25 years altogether, but after we had gone several years into it, we started entering the world competitions and we were winning. And one year we took gold twice and silver 3 times at the World Cheese Awards. And one industry expert said that was unprecedented for an American cheesemaker. We worked incredibly hard. Thank you. I want to make cheese again. It's my passion. It's my passion. It's not right. The FDA came in like Nazis. They don't have to use any science. They can say something smells funny. It's all suspect. They find a little speck of bacteria somewhere. Oh, it's listeria. Listeria is everywhere. It's in every one of your guys' kitchens. We consume it every single day. In France, they know better. They test it. Is it benign or not? We threw away $300,000 worth of cheese that never made anybody sick. We did everything we could. We brought in the top experts in the entire nation. We racked up $30,000 in legal expenses. We've completely ruined and trashed our credit, trying to stay alive. We've had to sell off a whole bunch of cows. We're like in desperate financial shape now. But dang it, we ain't going to lose that farm easy. We will not lose that farm easy. Thank you. We want to come back and it just, not just us, but all across the country, these farmers, we need to get rid of the tyranny. It's way, way, way overboard. Healthy food, we just want to make healthy food from grass-fed animals. It's the best, healthiest food there is. And it ain't about food safety. When you hear that food safety, no, they want to completely control market access. It's not about safety. Anyway, thanks everybody.